I'm also going to be picking a card from Doreen's Ascended Masters deck, as well as Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. And I'm a little bit ticked off because one of my Ascended Masters cards went into the Keepers of the Light box and was lodged in there, and I had to take some kind of a knife and pry it out, and now it's got like, it's torn on one of the edges, and it just, I don't know, it just, I know that's first world problems, but that's just how I feel. They're such beautiful cards. I mean, look at the back of these. These are just beautiful. And they're actually very, they feel very solid in your hands. And there's nothing that's more of a bummer than getting a deck of tarot cards or, you know, similar types of cards, and they're very thin and they're cheaply made. That sucks, let's face it. So I'll be picking a card from this and a card from the Keepers of the Light. What did I get? Twin Flame. Just like we've been talking about all these times. I'm going to read that one because I don't know much about twin flames. I know, you know, just a little bit, but so this is from the Kyle Gray deck. So I don't know if some of you know some of these Ascended Masters. Sanat Kumara, light activation. It says, shine your light, your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. And it's funny because shining a light, you know, I associate that with Aries, of being that. Aries is a very positive sign, you know, light shower, light bearer, way shower. Okay. So that's that. So let me begin. I don't want this to be in the way. Hopefully, it's just a little bit distracting. Okay. So the 3 tarot cards that I picked, let's see if there's any commonalities about them. The 8 of Cups. Leaving that which no longer serves you. Leaving that which feels emotionally barren. This can be a spiritual quest, and it doesn't have to be with a particular religion. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about where you may be having some kind of shift in your life. Maybe you're having a time when you're being exposed to new ideas. And these could be coming from different, it doesn't have to be just from the spiritual arena, but could be different ideas about health, different ideas about how to deal with people, like psychological issues. And maybe you are seeing places where you have allowed people to disrespect you. And not talking about, you know, somebody hurt your feelings or something because you are sensitive about something. I'm talking about clear-cut examples where people, their modus operandi is to see you as, or to paint you as less than. And, you know, they're condescending. Or they devalue you in some other way. Maybe they take advantage of you. And you're giving, and you want to give, and you're not doing it so that you can get. But it seems like when you give, it's like creates more disrespect with them. It's like it doesn't create more respect. So when you're trying to give your attention to someone or something, and it's not giving back to you in some way, it doesn't have to be because you're keeping books and seeing if they're doing to you what you're doing to them. I'm not talking about that kind of thing. I'm talking about it from just a well-being perspective. Then maybe it's time to say goodbye to that thing because it's not serving you anymore. It's not giving you what it is that you need in your life to make your life as good as it should be. Then I got the World card, talking about transition, talking about endings. And for sure, we're seeing, whenever you have a beginning with all those Aries planets, signs and planets, that means you had them in Pisces before this. So that is your transition. Even though they're officially in that first house in the universal chart, it's a recent phenomenon. So you may feel the remnants of that 12th house. And by the way, at the time of this actually at the time of this, Venus is going to be still in Aries because Venus was part of it. It's Mars that's in Taurus. Mars has gone ahead of Venus now. And so it's in Taurus, but Taurus is a slow moving sign. It doesn't like people to push it. So that can be a saving grace because this is very revolutionary energy that we're dealing with. It's very volatile energy with the Aries. So the World card is asking you, are there areas in your life that you need to tie up loose ends? Maybe, you can't move forward until you do certain things. For some people, maybe this card represents letting go of an addiction. Maybe that is continuing to keep you ensnared in the past. Maybe you need to make sure that you are maybe you need to just clear the decks. Is there an old relationship? And that's the thing. The Eight of Cups is like you're not satisfied. But the World card is like the door is closing on that. That you're stepping through the threshold to a new life. So you have to be willing to put those things in the past in order to do so. And then we have the Knight of Wands. And this is associated with fire energy as well. And I see this as someone who is an adventurer, not being overly cautious, not allowing the fear of what ifs to take hold of your life. Trying something new and not being afraid of the results. The Knight of Wands can be like a loose cannon sometimes. So you have to make sure that whatever it is, if you're in a situation, maybe these are relationship cards for you, because it sure seems like it with the Eight of Cups. Maybe some of you are leaving relationships. And the Knight of Wands is saying it's going to be a time for you to explore. So instead of like going from the fire into the frying pan, or the frying pan into the fire, by going into another relationship after you've just left a relationship, be somebody who is independent for a while. Don't just go from one confining situation to the next. Learn who you are. And one of the best ways to do that is to spend time alone. Now, it's funny. Why is it that every time I seem to do a reading, even when it's a general reading, it morphs into a love reading 9 times out of 10? I picked these 2 cards. This one, I think, is from the Doreen Virtue deck, and it's called Twin Flame. I'll hold it up. I will not even attempt that. No, I will. Agnes? Angus. I wonder if it's pronounced Angus, like the guy from AC/DC, Angus Young. Twin Flame. I wonder if the swan symbolizes, well, yeah, there's like, what do they call those swans, the trumpeter swans? I don't know, they're mates for life. So Twin Flame, I'm going to read this because it's always good to have the exact thing. Oh yeah, it is pronounced Angus. Like the guy from AC/DC. This card indicates a twin flame relationship, which is the deepest form of romantic love. To form such a partnership, you must follow your inner guidance, learn personal growth lessons, and have patience with divine timing. Once twin flames find each other, everything in their life reaches new heights of love and light. Additional meanings for this card. The person that you're inquiring about is your soul mate or twin flame. You will soon be with your twin flame. Keep your heart open, stay positive, and follow your guidance to manifest your prayers about your love life. And, what I was saying before is that, I realized I was mistaken, is that in April, Mars is going to dip back into Pisces during the first week of April until, mid-month, and then it goes direct. Pisces is this, past life energy that could really be, something that comes in for you big time. Additional meanings. I said that. Angus is a Celtic god who helps soulmates and twin flames meet and enjoy harmonious relationships. A twin flame is an even closer and more eternal version of a soulmate relationship. Wow. He helps lovers resolve arguments with his magical harp, music, and healing kisses. When Angus first saw a beautiful maiden named, here's another one of those names. If you are Irish, I'm half Irish, but I don't speak Gaelic or any of this Celtic. I don't know. Celtic, there's British Celtic people, right? Whatever. No, actually, that's embarrassing. They are, it's the British Isles. So if you're from there, tell me how to pronounce Caer. Care? When Angus first saw a beautiful maiden named Care, he fell deeply in love. Angus followed Care until he found her bound to swans by silver chains. Angus transformed himself into a swan so that he'd be forever bound to his twin flame. Call upon Angus to meet your soulmate or twin flame and to resolve quarrels in love relationships. It's interesting because this is probably kind of terrible because I can't help but think of summoning Angus Young and just seeing him with his, knickers or whatever you want to call them, those shorts. And I just keep thinking of Angus Young and I don't want to. I want to think of this Angus. So that's very interesting. That's new to me because I don't use these cards very often. So this gives me an excuse to use these cards. And I like that. And then this is from the Keepers of the Light. And I had read you what it said. Light activation, Sanat Kumara. So this is going to be an education for me as well. I like this. I like this picture. I love those colors too. I really like the artwork. Sanat Kumara, light activation. I actually got light activated. I went to a seminar. And it had to do with the violet flame and all that stuff. It was pretty interesting. Sanat Kumara, which means eternal youth, is an advanced cosmic light being who is dedicated to helping the earth rise up towards the light. He is, as far as I'm concerned, the leader of the Keepers of the Light. He has been acknowledged as a god in Hinduism. Oh man, I never heard of that. I've heard of Kumara. I wonder if Sanat means saint. And in the Mahabharata story, which has come down from heaven bearing God's divine plan, in more recent times, he has been acknowledged as coming from Venus and bringing through unconditional love. He has eyes that are made of the cosmos with the ability to penetrate the soul and activate the brightest light yet. He can seem otherworldly because his looks are beyond human. He is a being of light shining with the purest intentions. He is the twin flame of Lady Venus. Together they activate the heart and light of those who welcome their help so they can shine brighter than ever. Extended message. You are here to light up the world. You may feel that you're being pushed or that there's a lot going on at once, and it is because your energy is magnetic to others and they want it in their life. Take the time to listen to your inner voice. Remember the cosmic light of heaven and draw it into you. That is all you need to do to inspire the world. I really like that because some of us have a hard time finding our place, don't we? And you may have children, and that's another thing too. If you are a parent and you have children who are a bit different, nurture those children. Don't try to encourage them to be like everyone else, because they came here to express their unique energetic vibration. And this can show up in many ways. You know, the typical one is the artistic soul. And a lot of these children are very sensitive. A lot of these adults, you know, if you are an artist, you know that it's very hard to fit into our society because most people are interested in things like sports, because sports are competition, and the dog-eat-dog mentality of success and ambition, I think that's why sports are so popular, where there are winners and losers. You know, when I watch sports, I always feel sorry for the people that lose, because I know that they wanted to win too. So it's not even that enjoyable for me sometimes. So I don't even bother. But for a lot of us who are out there, we may be totally indifferent to those things, and yet we feel out of the loop because so many people are talking about it, you know, around the water cooler on Monday morning and stuff like that. So it's just learning to be, you know, strong enough and, you know, brave enough to be who you are. And that's what this card is about, is, you know, kind of having that warrior mentality, but a positive warrior, not somebody who is, you know, looking to get into a fight. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I wish you all the best as you navigate this very revolutionary energy at the end of March. Take care of yourselves. Bye.